Am I the asshole for telling my dad my room is moldy? I, 16, just got transferred to my mom's house from my dad's house. To my shock and surprise, the cubby my bed is in inside my room is covered in mold. My mom found out I texted my dad about it, and she's freaking out saying it wasn't his business. Now my dad is mad at her, and mom is mad at me, and all my friends hate both my parents. Dad is a whole nother story. And even my ex is on my side, so that's how you know it's bad. Am I the asshole for telling my dad what my mom says isn't his business? Update. Turns out the water heater was leaking, and that's why my room was moldy, cause the basement is flooded. Not the asshole that is a huge health hazard. Do not sleep in that room, and do not keep anything you value in that room. You're not the asshole for wanting and needing basic hygiene, and mold can be really dangerous for your health. Not the asshole at all. It's definitely your dad's business if you're being permitted to live inside a mold-infested room. Your health and well-being is his business. Yeah, if it's in the walls, you might want a professional to come clean so the mold doesn't return. Not the asshole, and also if the lawyers handling custody heard of this, you'd never return to the mold house again. You can get serious respiratory issues, seizures, etc. from mold. The only asshole here is the parent that didn't give a fuck about their child sleeping in a bed of mold. Disgusting. At this point I'd worry about the cleanliness of the rest of the house as well. His child being exposed to mold bleeping sure is his business. And your mom's. Your bedroom is a health hazard, period, and it absolutely has to be dealt with. Not the asshole. It is his business. You are junior, and he is your parent. Your mom is setting you in unlivable conditions, and both of them need to figure out where will you live until your mom is getting rid of mold. Not the asshole. Am I the asshole for refusing to give up the cat I wanted to adopt? It's going to be a pretty straightforward post, but I seriously need a second opinion, because right now I am so mad I'm second-guessing myself. I, F20, if that matters. A month ago saw an adoption post for 2 kittens found on the street. I always wanted a cat, and always wanted to adopt. I firmly believe that it's a better idea than buying an animal from breeders. Now I finally have the financial means to support an animal, a stable situation regarding living conditions, and support from my family, who I still live with since I am currently studying in university. Back to the post, I saw it while we were away in our home country due to family reasons, and wrote the woman with the kittens that I really like one of the girls. She is very calm and tactile by the woman's words, and has the funniest expressions. If you imagine a cat from the Middle Age paintings, that will be her. Anyway, the woman answered that she would gladly keep her a little longer, so that I can pick her up immediately after getting back home. Yesterday we finally got back, so I also immediately wrote her that, hey, I'm finally ready to take my little girl home. She answered that the little one is currently with her friend, temporarily. I unfortunately do not know the word in English for it, and that I can schedule a meeting with her to meet the kitten and discuss when to pick her up. I wrote the woman who currently has the kitten, and we agreed that today I'll visit her. That should have been it, right? But today's morning, the woman in question wrote me that her nephew and mother don't want to give the kitten to anyone, and that her nephew is crying since yesterday because he doesn't want to let the little one go. After that, she offered to find me a new cat, in the group where other people basically do the same thing, helping to find home to cats from the streets. I wrote that, no, I'm not giving up the cat, and that I could have met her in the middle in any other situation, but not this one. I also wrote the woman who found the cat originally, the one who's been discussing the adoption with, a month ago. She was unpleasantly surprised, and told me that she would speak with her friend immediately, since she didn't know about this at all. The situation is not solved yet, since it's only happened today, but I can't help but think if I'm overreacting. I'm really mad, because why should I need to account for the feelings of a child, whose parents, or aunt in this case, couldn't explain to him what temporary means? I really love the kitten, and I don't want to give her up just because people I don't know have negative feelings about it. On the other hand, I'm not really known for thinking straight when I'm mad, and I guess I need the opinion from people who don't know me, so that I can understand if I'm making a mistake here or not. So am I the asshole? Edit. I've seen many people say it, so I want to clear something up. I won't force my way, try to kidnap the cat, etc. If the situation can't be solved with words, I'm not going to show up on the foster's doorstep and demand to have the kitten. But I need to mention that I've been in contact with the original owner while I was away, texting them nearly every day, and not once during that time the foster, or anyone else for that matter, wanted to keep the kitten. Even yesterday the foster agreed to meet, and everything seemed well. Only today did she wrote that the nephew began to cry once she told him that other people would adopt, and that she won't give her away. She is not the original owner. The owner in question hasn't been aware about this. Edit 2. After reading through the comments, I realized that part of the problem with the post in particular is the way I worded it, and writing it in a sense of frustration. English isn't my first language, nor the second, and I really didn't know that it would come off that way. I know she isn't my cat. I know I'm not entitled to her. I know that it was a verbal agreement, and those can go not as expected. I'm not going to harass the foster, the owner, or anyone else, and I didn't do it before. I only wrote 2 messages in total, one to the foster, one to the owner. I'm not going to keep contacting them if it is clear that everything is final. What I actually wanted to know opinions on is how normal the situation where the foster, without anyone's knowledge, including the owner, decides to keep an animal just because someone in the family wanted it. Not an opinion if I should keep pushing my way through if the situation turns out the way I don't like. But it's my fault for not wording it better. Edit 3. All was resolved. Thanks to those who agreed or disagreed with me politely. Those comments genuinely helped. You are the asshole. I love cats, and this cat has already found a home. There are many cats who need a good home, and it's stupid to set your sights on a single one without even meeting it in person. Do not adopt any animal sight unseen. Meet them and hang out. Just because a cat is cute doesn't mean it has a personality that will mesh with your lifestyle. Honestly, you don't sound mature enough to have a pet, so maybe wait a couple of years and volunteer with a pet rescue in the meantime. Info. Do you see that you are having the same reaction as the young nephew, except nephew has actually met the cat? You are the asshole. You haven't even met this cat. You don't love it. You love the idea of it. The little boy actually knows the kitten. Leave the cat where it is and find a new one. You don't really sound ready to adopt an animal if you care more about your feelings than the welfare of the cat, who is already settled in a home. Nah. This is called a foster fail, and it's very common. It's when the foster family falls in love with the animal and decides to keep it. This is a living animal. It's not a car that can just kept on the lot for a month. The needs of the animal always come first. Not the asshole, but you could turn into the asshole if you keep making a deal out of this. You got attached to the idea of the cat, and these people are attached to the cat itself. The child has become attached to the kitten, and it's happy with its family. You can adopt a kitten from literally anywhere, and will love that cat unconditionally. Move on from this, and go give another needy animal a loving home. You are the asshole. The family has become attached to the kitten. You missed out, but you don't have a real attachment to the actual kitten. Am I the asshole for refusing to pay to have my friend's house cleaned? I had to quickly come down to the city where I grew up due to the death of a close family member. It was a pretty spur-of-the-moment occurrence, and I had to drop things rather quickly. I informed one of my friends, and they offered to put me up for a few days. I said that would be great, but told them I'd have my dogs with me, so totally understood if they wouldn't be able to. The friend said it would be fine, and they were more than happy to host me. For context, my dogs are not badly trained by any standard, but they are both large breed dogs, a lab and a GSD, so of course can be a bit much for many non-dog owners. I am aware of this, and that's why I usually don't bring them to people's houses. I made the 5-hour drive down, and my friend came out to greet me. When unpacking the car, I let the dogs out, and immediately they went off to toilet, since it was a long trip. My lab went into the bushes to pee, but the GSD began to pee in the middle of the front porch. Don't ask me why, but she much prefers peeing on hard surfaces, and my friend immediately freaked out. I was a bit confused and apologized, but it's outside, so didn't get why she was so freaked out. The dogs were fine the entire stay. They are non-eventful inside. They let me know when they need out, and I clean up the poo straight away. I keep them under good supervision. At the end of the trip, my friend sent me a text saying, "Hey, as you know, the house is quite messy because of the dogs, and I'm going to hire a cleaner. Would you mind paying me for that?" I was a bit taken aback. The dogs had 0 accidents inside. Didn't break anything. I asked what she meant, and she explained that there was dog hair everywhere. The thing is, they are shedding dogs. I know that. If she'd asked me to vacuum up after them, I would have. But she didn't. I also don't think a deep clean would be necessary. A quick vacuum of the carpets, couch, bed, etc. would be more than enough to remove any trace. I don't know what to do. I didn't ask to stay with her, she offered. I told her about my dogs, and she was fine with that. So let me get this straight. and I say this as an owner of one lab, but have had two at the same time in the past. A friend allows you to stay with two large, shedding dogs last minute, and you make no effort to vacuum or otherwise contribute to cleaning before you leave. I'd be so embarrassed to leave without cleaning after staying that I'd have paid for the cleaner in a heartbeat. You appear incredibly entitled and disrespectful to your friend and a clear AH. She's not used to pet hair. You saved money by staying with her instead of a hotel and dog boarding. Paying for a cleaning will still have saved you money. You should have vacuumed without her having to ask, during and before you left. You have dogs that shed. You should have been overly conscious about making sure the place is clean before you left and during your stay, especially if it's a non-dog household. You are the asshole. No, that is not a quick vacuum. You don't know why she freaked out that your dog peed on her porch? You definitely lost a friend, and you need to pay for that cleaning. WTH. A quick vacuum of the carpets, couch, bed, etc. would be more than enough to remove any trace. You are the asshole. AITA. She should have asked you to vacuum. You should have done that on your own. Pay her. Am I the asshole for informing my wife that she should inform about the guests before the fait accompli? Hello. Every time my wife is inviting guests to our house, she informs me after the fait accompli. Every time it is like, this weekend my friend or parents will visit. She never tells me she has such plans first, so I don't even have opportunity to react. It's not like I am against guests, but I would like to participate in planning, as I could have different plans. Today, after I heard that parents will be coming on Sunday, I broke. I told her that I would like to know before plans are made. She got angry and told me that she don't need my permission to invite someone. And I agreed, but I told her that it is not about permission, but we are living together, so she needs to take into consideration my opinion. It only made things worse, and made me wondering if maybe I am wrong. So am I the asshole? Tempted to say you're the asshole, just for saying fait accompli twice in as many sentences. Not the asshole. In the future, if you already have plans, do not cancel them. Well, I'll be golfing, but I guess you guys can have a good time without me. Not the asshole. Next time answer. Oh good, that's exactly the time my buddies will be over for beers, they will owe each other. I wouldn't be home. Make your own plans. You don't need her permission either. I have this problem often. What I have told her is if you don't include me in the planning, don't include me in the plans. In our house it would be, I'm thinking of asking X over at the weekend. What do you think? Her response, essentially throwing a tantrum, feels slightly gaslighty, like she's trying to make you sound unreasonable for asking for a heads up, which is totally reasonable.